All Progressives Congress APC has described as pitiful the series of attacks launched against the President Bola Tinubu-led APC administration by the trio of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party LP presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi, and former Governor of Kaduna State Malam Nasir el-Rufai. This was as it said the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) is currently disintegrating and sinking into oblivion due to the political desperation and excesses of Atiku, PDP's serial presidential contender. APC, in a statement on Tuesday in Abuja, said, like a badly broken record, Atiku has continued to point fingers at it for the festering rot in his party and the spectacular dysfunction of opposition parties generally. The ruling party also dismissed allegations by Atiku that it was paying the sum of 50 million naira to some opposition leaders in order to weaken the opposition. The bizarre suggestion by opposition figures like Atiku, Peter Obi, and recently aggrieved leaders like Malam Nasir el-Rufai that our great party may be complicit in the internal corrosion of opposition parties is pitiful and only an incompetent alibi for their crass failure to manage their own affairs. They cannot govern the parties but touts their ability to govern Africa's most populous country, said APC spokesman Felix Moka at the National Conference on Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria held in Abuja on Monday. Atiku had reportedly warned that the nation's democracy was somewhat imperiled by judicial involvement in electoral matters. Also, without a shred of evidence, Atiku alleged that President Bola Tinubu was paying certain opposition leaders a whopping 50 million naira each to discombobulate opposition parties in the country. It was in the Atiku era as vice president, particularly in 2003 and 2007, that the PDP conducted the history. We cannot possibly forget how Atiku's PDP heavy-handedly captured most Southwest states and vowed to remain in power for 60 years. And it was in those same years that Atiku's former boss and then President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, infamously described election as a do-or-die affair in a desperate attempt to annex Lagos. If democracy was neither derailed nor endangered in those perilous days, is it now that elections are by far freer, fairer, and more credible that Nigeria risks losing democracy? Oh, quite one interesting one here. From the APC, they are slamming the Atiku and Obi as well as el-Rufai for attacking APC, and they are calling it pitiful, attacking APC. I'd like to get your point on this.
Let me say this. We are approaching the 2027 general election.
All right.
And one of the jobs of the opposition parties is to criticize the ruling party so that they can gain traction with the electorate. People will definitely say things with every given opportunity. Of course, we know that the APC federal government led by President Bola Tinubu has not solved the problems of Nigeria. They have not done all what they are supposed to do to ensure that we are lifted out of the doldrums.
Okay.
We are still, having challenges in all sectors. The man is actually working his best to see that Nigeria gets better. It is not yet gloomy. Things are still moving the way they are moving. Gradually, we are, making some appreciable progress and all of that. So what you see playing out is a normal thing in politics, where people have the right to criticize and also people have the right to reply.
Right.
Atiku, Obi, and Nasir el-Rufai have criticized the ruling government, and the ruling government, the party itself, has also written to reply them and all of that. So accusing Tinubu of paying 50 million naira to opposition leaders
no, that is destabilize their
party is neither here nor here. But like I said, these things are permissible in Nigerian politics for people, to say certain things, all geared towards, getting the electorate to your side and all of that. So it's nothing really. It's nothing. It's just accusation and counter-accusation from political leaders. This is not new to us. We are all aware of all these moves and all of that. And like I said, the Nigeria of today is not where we should be. You understand? But we cannot completely blame Tinubu for a government that he took over in less than 2 years. You know, the rot did not just start now, so he will do his best to repair the system. We don't expect him to finish getting Nigeria to, you know, another radio state.
Okay.
It's a gradual thing. So what you see playing out is normal towards 2027. It will be more in the coming days, in the coming months, more of this in a more ferocious manner will hit the media, you know, airwaves.
All right.
Because people will begin to say things that will, you know, give their supporters hope that we are on course and all of that. So they are, for me, I think they have been docile for a while. Yeah, the opposition parties have been docile for a while. And if you look at the opposition parties, they are not actually, you know, pulling their strings like opposition. Yes,
Okay.
there's division among them, but I doubt Tinubu is the one paying. What is 50 million naira for people to destabilize a political party? I mean, they are not talking to people who are paperweight. For you to have what it takes to destabilize a political party, you must be a political heavyweight. So what is 50 million naira for such people who already had such kind of money? If, assuming the president, you know, is paying them to destabilize the party, wouldn't they take something that is so huge? So huge, because it's a risky game. You might be in the course of doing that, your life might go in for it. So why should you, as a big politician that knows your onion and that has the capacity to destabilize your party, accept 50 million naira as, you know, something to go fight such kind of a war? I mean, would you do it alone? Wouldn't they be doing it with other allies in the party? So from the 50 million naira, if they share it, how much will be remaining for him as the leader of the group that is collected? So that thing is just neither here nor here. You know, the statement by Atiku. But like I said, it is permissible. All this is just to heat up the polity. The media will have something to say, and their support base will keep increasing.
Do you think just slamming Atiku for his alleged claims of the 50 million naira being paid by the presidency to other political parties is the right move to do? Don't you think this is supposed to be challenged? The claims are supposed to be challenged in courts in order to prove the innocence of that.
You know, so sometimes going to court will just be a waste of time for you and also distractions. You're going to court, it's not for free. You pay your lawyer. By the time you go to, you know, sometimes you weigh these things in the scale. Before you pay your lawyer, go through the processes and everything, you would have spent more than what you are even accused of spending, you know, earlier before now. So what do you get in return from that? Maybe nothing. You just want to answer that, okay, for defamation, I've been able to clear my name, that nothing like that. So look at the processes. These things are permissible within the politics. Atiku couldn't have said that about just any other person, if not for President Tinubu. He knows that within the politics, these things are permissible, so he will say it. Going to court, it will be a waste of time and resources for people. So no need, but it's obvious, the reply they have given to him is okay. You don't need to go to court to prove anything. They have replied him. And he also will definitely come up with another thing. There will be reply and counter-reply. And this will continue till after 2027 election. So we are entering the season. You as the media person, be prepared. Brace yourself up because you have your hand full on what to report. Well,
then the dent is already there. The dent is already there. Don't you think, because, you know, challenging this accusation or this alleged claims in the courts might help in one way to, you know, get them out of this?
What do you intend to get out of it? That's the question. At the end of the day, if the court proves that no such thing happened, you begin to lay claim to pay you 2 billion naira for defamation.
I mean, your integrity is at stake at the moment. The integrity, the APC's integrity is at stake at the moment.
See, but like I just said, I have been old enough in the system, the Nigerian political system, to understand that this is what plays out. If that accusation was not done to Tinubu or the APC political party, maybe it was done to one individual who is not holding public position and public money and trust for the public, maybe the person will say, for me to clear my name, I need to go to court. But these things are permissible within the system. It is one high-profile political party member to another high-profile political party member, or this party against the other party, or this person against the president. a public office holder. So people will definitely say, the people have said far worse things than this. What is 50 million to destabilize a political party? People have accused people of far worse things than what we are saying. So for me, if I'm talking about my own opinion, I don't see any need for Tinubu or the APC to go to court to have their name cleared. For what? The onus lies on him who alleges to prove. Atiku has alleged that Tinubu is paying 50 million naira to opposition leaders to destabilize the party. He should prove it. Why should Tinubu be the one to prove it? What for? I don't know if you understand. As I accuse you of stealing. I do not have any evidence of you stealing. I just threw mere word on the street and people are happy on it. It is for you that alleges that this person is a thief to prove that actually he is a thief with an incontrovertible evidence. When you cannot prove it, it is not the person that was accused to be rolling up and down to clear his or her name to prove it that he did not steal. That is just the point I'm trying to make here.
Okay, so Peter Obi as well and Nasir el-Rufai have also criticized this very particular government, the administration here, with several, forms of, what is actually going on right here in the country. What would you make of that as well?
Like I said earlier, we have entered the season for this to happen. But again, it is some of the criticisms are not actually out of place. Like I said earlier, we are not where we should be as a nation. Okay. Things are a bit tough. Tinubu only inherited some of these challenges. Some he caused as a leader. Yes, the rot is not today. Okay. You cannot. The Nigerian rot did not just happen in 2 years. The rot in Nigeria did not just happen in 2 years, obviously. No, this is not a case of trying to defend someone. I am telling you that even during the Jonathan's time, there were challenges here and there. During the Buhari time, there were challenges. Tinubu has come. The major problem I think that he is doing, the major challenge that is affecting the ordinary Nigerian people is the subsidy removal, which to an extent on the other side is also has an advantage. On the other side is affecting, but by the time the market forces begin to take shape, where the prices of petrol will drop to a level where people can afford it, then I see that he would have achieved. But the man is taking so many big steps. Tinubu is taking some steps to repositioning Nigeria. That is not what we are here to discuss for today. But what I'm telling you is that no government is immune from criticism. So Peter Obi and Nasir el-Rufai are coming to criticize. It is their right to criticize. They may have been right in criticizing what they are criticizing. It is normal. The governor will also reply that this is what we are doing, to shape this and that. It's a continuous thing. I'm not against the criticism from these high-profile Nigerians. They may have information that I do not have. Okay. You understand, which is also the reason for their criticism. It's welcomed, and every government, that wants to do well will need to listen to critics. All right. To know where they are not getting it right, and with a view to improving what they are doing. So you must not dismiss, criticism. It's part of politics. It's part of what we do, not just here in Nigeria, all over the world, even in America. Before the election, even just few days after, Trump took over the reins of government as POTUS. Criticisms have started trailing some of his actions. So it is for you to sit back with your team, review the criticism, and look at areas where you think you are not doing well, where you should improve, and work on it. So their criticism is welcome. So I do not have any problem with that.
Okay, well, the APCs as well, they're also vying come 2027 for the presidential position, right? But then, what do you think? Do you think that it's right for them to use this criticism, to work on it so Nigerians could see and give Nigerians the reason to vote for them come 2027, using the criticism by the Atiku, the Obi, el-Rufai and all of that?
I just said something earlier here that every political party, every leader that wants to succeed should come down from high heaven and listen to what the ordinary people are saying. Okay. So if people are criticizing high-profile Nigerians who have access to some kind of information, are criticizing the government on some areas, they should not just dismiss it as one of those opposition, doings, that can be taken care of. They should sit back and review the areas because these men are not just ordinary Nigerians. They come and sometimes they come up with something that is actually real.
Right.
And it is for them to sit back, review it, and work on it to see how that can improve the lives of the ordinary Nigerian people. To be frank, Nigeria is going to that level where it will come to, for anybody to win an election, you must be able to convince the electorate on how you can tackle some of these problems. It's a gradual thing. The awareness level is growing. I believe with time we'll get there. So APC understand that one of the ways, to return to power, in 2027 at the federal level is to perform now.
Okay.
Is to perform now. And I must tell you that Buhari's government is making some drastic move, towards that. But if you look at the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, what he's achieving there, he just won an award. If you did, that was 2 days ago. Yeah, but
I think you meant to say the Tinubu's government.
No. Yes, in Tinubu's government, as the FCT minister, Wike won an award of this day and Arise TV. They gave him an award as the best performing minister. It is not an award that was bought. It is an award that everybody knows. If for those who live in Abuja, now what am I trying to say? Every politics is local. He's working for the federal government of Nigeria under Tinubu, and he's delivering the goods in Abuja. So what that means is that Abuja residents can easily vote for the government at the center because they have seen the dividend of democracy. They are seeing it. I don't know if you understand. So if all the other ministers are equally doing their bits in different areas that will touch Nigerians' life, look at the areas of oil subsidy removal and things like that. How petrol can come down from the current 1,015 naira, 1,025 naira to maybe around 500 or 300, as the case may be. That will affect positively the life of Nigerians. And if that happens, what that means, somebody can say, okay, for this man to have done this, that means he has our heart, he's doing well for us, therefore let's give him another vote. I don't know if you understand. For Abuja, it's settled. Abuja is settled for Tinubu because of what Nyesom Wike is doing there for them. So other areas, they need to look into other areas to ensure. If the economy can be stabilized to a level where, even the ordinary people can have something to eat without much stress and all of that, you see that people want to vote for him.